412 on Grand Prairie's Q99, playing today's hits and even more of yesterday's favorites. Butterfinger and Fall. We have the Steve Miller Band and the Joker. Now I'm really excited about what is going to happen next. This is the third installment of RYQU, and in the studio right now with me, I have Ryan Blais. He is one of 3 owners of 910 Marketing. Welcome, Ryan.
Thanks for having me back, Chris. It's been a while since we've chatted in studio.
Yeah, it has been actually. You know, you and I have quite the history when it comes to what is 910 Marketing?
Yeah, so we're a local marketing agency. It's actually our 10 years in business, so a big milestone year for us. So thanks, Cristy. And I've been with the company for about 3 years now. I merged with my previous company, Go Social. But as an agency, we focus on sort of that suite of marketing services, anything from helping companies with their initial sort of development of logo and visual identity standards, sort of helping to identify what a company looks like, what do they sound like, how do they speak to their target market. And then we develop a lot of strategic plans in terms of how and where they should be spending their marketing dollars, whether it's radio like we are on today or social media, or even more specifically how to blend those two together. And then, once you determine who you are and how you're going to go out and tell the world, usually you need some things that are built, whether it's a website or corporate stationery, business cards, sales kits. So, we're an agency that is multifaceted, a lot of different skill sets. They all overlap. And we try to be that, that cliche one-stop shop for clients, whether it's digital or traditional, guiding them in the right direction, I guess.
So with saying that, you can help clients build their marketing portfolio, whether it's online, whether it's social. And one thing that a lot of small businesses, locally, like a local business like 910 Marketing, when the economy goes down, things get really challenging, they need to find new creative ways to get out to their target audience. And 910 Marketing has incredible ways to do that.
Well, yeah, and I guess, we would have had direct experience with Q99 in this regard.
Yes.
This is where you and I got to work together. For larger companies, we do a lot of consulting and training and developing of strategic marketing plans, which then we hand over to their in-house team to execute.
Yeah.
So now what we're starting to do is with smaller and medium-sized companies, working with our in-house team to develop plans and sort of assets for them to work with, and then we provide training. So we might develop an entire social media strategy along with the content strategy, so what are we talking about, and then bring their staff in to train them how to do it. The reality is the economy is a little bit tough right now. Typically marketing spends are down, even though we're advocating this is the time to make some noise. So just to stay relevant, we're helping companies to take as much as they want to and can in-house. And when they hit that line where they just can't complete it, they'll reach out to us, and we've maintained that relationship the whole way.
So one thing that we actually talked about before we hit the air was the difference between websites, social media. A lot of companies, they've abandoned the old school website, and it's not an old school website. Tell me a little bit about what you think is more valuable for companies these days, small, medium, large.
That's probably the number one question I get when someone comes in. Should I have a website or should I be on social media, especially for new companies? The reality is you sort of need both. So many people now go to online, specifically to Google and search engines, looking to be found. One of the best ways to be found is to have a website and to tell your story, to talk about your services. And a website is this sort of online storefront that it's open 24/7. You're in full control of it, and it's the medium where you can describe who you are. The challenges with websites is you have to get people there. With social media, you have the ability to get your message to the people in the news feed. So it's the equivalent of you open up your door, there's the newspaper, you open it up, and what do you know, there's a story about Q99 today. Well, that's happening, but it's in the news feed, whether it's Twitter or Facebook. Yeah. And so there's an opportunity to be found where people are hanging out on social media. But then the trick is, once you catch their attention on Facebook, how do you direct them? How do you compel them over to your website where that full story exists? And so again, that's where we develop the strategies and make sure they have the holistic, the full digital spectrum of social and web.
Right?
Yeah, the content will be the thing that catches them, and it'll be the storytelling within that and calls to action and all of that. But ultimately, we do try to drive. Typically, most of the time, we'll try to drive someone to a website where they can get more information, request a quote, that sort of thing. And it's they're very much a yin and yang.
So if there's someone listening right now, maybe they're an owner that's going to be opening up a business, maybe they're someone that's worked in Grand Prairie for years and years and years, a homegrown business, the ones that support our community, that make our RYQU what it is today, even the Peace region, how can they reach out to 910? How can they get a hold of you guys?
It's this is what we've been doing for years and years. We've had hundreds of local companies that have come to us, and what we love is when a client comes to us, a prospective client comes to us, and they're not identifying what they're looking for, but identifying a challenge or a problem, then we will help solve that. So we might recommend a website, we might recommend a branding or a marketing strategy. So it's certainly great when they come in with an idea of what they're looking for, but if they come in and share their challenge, then we're helping to create solutions with them.
So how can they get a hold of you?
So 910.ca, of course, they can find us on Facebook. Brittany over there is videoing this as well, so we're going to post it, of course, to our Facebook page. We're going to tag Q99. We're going to get that story out there, and so lots of different touch points, but definitely 910.ca is where most people would go and sort of kick the tires and try to learn about us. And then, of course, they can reach out to myself or any of our my business partners.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining me in studio today, Ryan, for the third installment of RYQU.
My pleasure.